University of Nebraska-Kearney with us. The Lopers improved to 30-3 with tonight's win. With us is head coach Rick Squires, Sydney Davis, and Abby Rose. With the win, UNK will play St. Cloud State tomorrow in the semifinal at 7 p.m. Coach Shaw, I guess your overall thoughts on the match and your thoughts on the team's performance today.
Yeah, I mean, you get out of one like that, and it's kind of a phew. I mean, it was not looking good for a while. Certainly proud of our group for hanging in there. I wasn't surprised that the matchup was difficult for us because, we got plenty of time to watch them on film, and that's kind of what they are. They're a team that really was coming together at the right time of the year. They're really physical on the pins. They were able to take away our outside attack in different rotations and put pressure on us from the service line. And, it just turned into a slugfest, really, kind of a defensive matchup. And I thought we played pretty good defense most of the match, but it was frustrating to look down and see that we're holding them to 160 and 150 and losing the first two sets. And then even you get to the fifth set and you're going, we're going to outstat them and everything, and we might still let this one get away. But, fortunately we had some girls that weren't ready to end their season today, and they reached down and found a little extra. So proud of them.
What did you say in that timeout in the fifth set?
First of all, we talked about the fact that a lot of 5-1, 5-0 leads evaporate for some reason in fifth sets because you tend to play a little bit differently sometimes with that kind of a lead. You can't wait for the end. You start pressing a little. You feel like you've got something to lose now. And so I tried to sell that concept to them a little bit. But it is true. And then, we had another little mini run there to get right back in it, which was huge. And then from there on, it was kind of back and forth.
You haven't been the luckiest guy in the regionals over your career, and hosting the last two times. You got beat as a number one once, and then you had the amazing comeback in 19. Was there anything that you as a coach could take from all that experience tonight when it was going the wrong way?
I don't know that I could specifically point to anything. I mean, it felt like Harding all over again for two sets, and because they're a very similar team, a lot of people underestimate the GAC, and I think as a league, our league is still really strong, but at the top of their league, they can really play. And had they won, they would have given St. Cloud all they could ask for too. I mean, they're good volleyball players, and they compete like crazy. And so, yeah, it was an awful feeling. But, again, credit our group for not quitting when things were not looking good. They just kind of kept playing, and I think some of that was upperclassmen and seniors and, these two sitting here.
What kind of changed from the second to the third set where, everything was going their way and then you sort of flipped the momentum in the third?
Well, we only made one change. We flipped our outsides to try to maybe get a little bit different matchups. I thought that was effective for a while, but we also just played a little bit better. We didn't leave as many. There were some mishandled balls and things like that. We could have easily won the first and the second sets had we gotten over the hump. So we just didn't do some of those things, and then, maybe the matchups were different. And then once we got kind of that big lead, we were able to just breathe and relax and play a little bit.
What did you feel things had changed, Abby?
I think it's super important that we build a cushion. We talk about that at the beginning of the set. And so when we kind of worked to build a cushion in that third and fourth set, I was kind of like, okay, if somebody makes an error or something, it's not the end of the world because we have like that 2-point, 3-point, 4-point cushion and still be able to stay on top. So I think when we came out and realized that we can start better and we can play better, and it's just different playing a team not in the MIAA when you've spent all season long playing these teams in the MIAA, and there's like a lot more competitive drive in the MIAA because everybody's good, and so you come in as the number one seed, you come in hosting, and not that we thought that they were going to hand it to us, but you look at an 8 seed, you look at a 1 seed, and you kind of look at it a little bit differently than you would an MIAA team in the conference championship or semifinals or whatever. So I think once we settled into that fourth set and we got that cushion, I had really good confidence going into it, and our girls started turning around a little bit and making plays that needed to be made. So,
Sydney, you know, building on what Abby said about being used to the level of play in the MIAA, did you sense that maybe they were slowing down a little bit because they had to work so hard to keep up to win those first two sets? And did you notice like any blocks getting there a little late or later or anything like that? Or?
Yeah, and I think our defense did a lot better of getting the ball up to the net for me and Abby to get some swings and like work around that block, and our defense helps us like with directions and stuff like that. But we kind of all got more confidence and trust in building from the third to the fourth set. So I think it was just more of we were relaxed and confident, and we knew we wanted it, and so we just took it, and we just did our thing, I think.
How did Peyton, what was the conversation with her deciding she could go to somebody in these gals coach that can do things, and if it wasn't hot those first two sets, how she negotiated where the ball went?
I mean, I thought she did a great job because it became apparent early that, one of their right sides was a problem as a blocker. I mean, Emily Lane was really having a hard time with 22. And so we had to get some offense from some other places. And eventually we were able to ball control well enough to get some balls to the middle. These two were able to score. Bryn Stoll came on strong at the end in the fifth set. And we absolutely needed that offense. And Peyton got 6 of her own kills, which turned out to be huge. And, that's quite a few more than she normally gets. So she was an All-American setter in this match, and we needed her to be. So, and it wasn't just the setting. I mean, she played good defense and got block touches, especially late. And it just seemed like it took us quite a while to figure them out and figure out how we could score against them. And then once she kind of did that, then things went a little bit better for us.
Quick comment on St. Cloud State, tomorrow's opponent.
I mean, great opponent. Lots of firepower. I think in some ways, though, more what we're used to. They're going to run it quick out to the pin. We see that on a regular basis. Not that that's going to make it one bit easier, but it is more similar to the teams we play against, and that's part of the reason the OBU thing was difficult. Is it's a different style. It's still really effective, but yeah, we'll have to be really good. And thankfully they at least got stretched to a fourth and had to battle a little bit. So now you kind of go into the mode of just play volleyball because you don't really have a lot of time to prepare for your next opponent. So we'll hit a few main points and then go worry about us.
Anything else?
On Monday, I spoke with Mark Bauer, obviously the athletic director here, and he described the energy in this arena as the health and sports center magic. After a reverse sweep tonight, I'm just curious how you would describe the energy here.
That is a good way to put it. I mean, this one goes on the list, but the list is pretty long of crazy things that have happened in here. You come from 0-2 down, or in 2019 we came from 2011 down to win in the finals. I mean, this year alone we've been down in the 20s a handful of times. We played a 35-33 in here. So this place is different, and we needed them. We needed all the folks tonight, and we'll need them even more tomorrow. But yeah, it's a unique volleyball environment, one of the best in the country in any division.
Yeah, I think that we travel to other places, and sometimes we travel more fans than they have at their home court. So it was really important for us to bring the tournament to Kearney and to bring back the fans, this atmosphere, and kind of just show out for them one last time.
Sydney, early on, blocks weren't really falling for you guys, but then what was it that you guys turned around that you guys were starting to hit them now?
I think for me, it's a mental thing, and like being pressed and over and being where I'm at, and especially the middle, it's kind of hard to gauge where they're going to swing. Like they have so much court each way, but I think I just knew that I wanted a block, and for me, I get mad when I don't get blocks. So it's just like a fire for me, and I think it's a momentum shifter also. So just getting a good block and wanting to get it just kind of fires me a little more, at least.
What can you learn and take from today's match into tomorrow's?
Well, I mean, it's just another reminder that you're never out of it, for one. I mean, you just keep playing, and, you know, I kind of look at these scores, and if I just put my finger over the first two sets, 25-12, 25-18, 15-12, that's a good night. So, I mean, we did that, too, and, you know, if we do that tomorrow, then it's going to be a great match, and we'll have a chance. If we spot them 2 sets, it's going to be a lot more difficult.
How do you reset ahead of a tough semifinal?
I mean, you know, you're coming off the conference tournament. I guess that's the one thing you can take away from the 3-day in a row conference tournaments is now they've done that too. No, they didn't do that. They have I think they play on a Tuesday home site. So, but we've had to do that already once. You know, you got to play back to back, and the MIAA tournament's awfully difficult too. You're going to get somebody really good in the second round. I mean, this year we got Central Oklahoma, so you know, you're at home, you're playing a really good team, and if we play well, we'll be in it. If they play well, they'll be in it, and if we both play well, it's going to be a great match.
All right, thanks, everybody.